Welcome back, danglers. Currently standing on what is going to be the shop. More videos to come on that, but this process of it drying is going to take a few weeks, and I thought in today's video we would actually take a trip down memory lane, take the rig, and go down and fish some of my oldest honey holes. So we're going to be doing some overnight camping in the Harker, going to 2 different lakes, and I actually learned something new on this trip, and it was really exciting. I'd done some grass fishing, as you guys will see, punching and things, but just the way that I was doing it on this trip was different, and I've got a brand new bait. And in fact, we're launching a bunch of new products in November at GOOGAN, and I'll fill you guys in on those. But let's head to my oldest honey holes, where I've really got the channel started, some of my oldest videos, and I'm taking you guys along. So let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, empty parking lot. Water looks great, but given that there's no boats out here, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it probably sucks. This lake probably sucks right now, but I've driven 3.5 hours, so we're gonna fish it anyways. I've done some of my earliest videos on this lake that we're about to fish, and got some incredible memories out here. Fished some college tournaments. I just saw something in the water over here. If it's what I think it is, somebody was out of luck. But I think it's one of our products, one of our GOOGAN products. I'm gonna try not to slip here. This is very, very slimy. Yeah, I think it's what I think it is. This little green thing down there. That's some GOOGAN weights, and just happens to be the exact ones that I need that I'm out of, so I'm gonna graciously take them. If you lost your weights or baits or whatever in the water, you can always go to GOOGANSquad.com, use that promo code LFG, get you some more. But in this case, the opposite happened and somebody gave me some, so I'll take them. Comes in this little tube as well, keep your weights organized, but unfortunately for somebody, went in the water. So I've never had live scope out on this lake, but used to side scan the lake quite a bit. And one of the things that helped me catch fish out here, besides fishing up shallow in the grass, which is kind of tough right now, it's almost 90-degree water. There's quite a bit of offshore structure. So not cover like grass and trees, but like structure. And these fish will sometimes just school on that area. Not quite in that fall jam on where they're just munching shad yet. Water's 90 degrees. Oh, God! My first fish just flopped off. Another one. That's a little one. You guys are on the bottom. I do apologize for my paste on camera. I'm trying to do a little early fall, paste reduction here. Tanning, folks. Right now I've been here this time of year, and it's tough to begin with, and this lake's really gone downhill. So I'm really just trying to find bait and hoping that something happens. And I've gotten 2 bites so far. I tried a couple points, went to this point, found bait in like 12, which I really like seeing that bait in 12 that's getting pushed around quite a bit. It's unhappy bait. That's what I like to call it. It's uncomfortable bait. So I just thought I'm just gonna cover some water a little faster. Picked up a crankbait. And both the bites have been while it's touching the bottom. Those fish look terrible too. I mean, they were like pale, skinny. They looked awful. So not healthy by any means. So you can see the bait, it's kind of flickering right there. And you can see the bass behind them. They're pushing this bait around quite a bit. It's a tough bite. All right, I got to share a bait with you guys. Something different. It's a different direction than some of our other lures, a lot of our other lures. We've wanted to come out with something that doesn't have a ton of movement on it. You know, a lot of movement can be good in many conditions, but there's some times where you just want less movement, and we wanted to make something different, just something that looked a little off the table. And this is it right here. This is the Tug and Bug. This color is Florida Flipper, y'all. Look at that. It's kind of a more, this is black and blue, but it's a little more translucent blue fleck in there. Now, these arms aren't gonna move a whole lot, but when they do, when this bait sits on the bottom, you'll get some of that defensive posture of the craw. And these arms just are a big presence, but they don't kick. These fish in this lake have seen every freaking action tail bait ever made. So we're gonna give them a little something different. I'm gonna use my weights that I literally found at the boat ramp. I need a knife. My scissors broke the other day. I need a knife. A little aggressive, but that's what we got. All right, 20-pound fluoro. Bop that 3/8 on there. Oh my gosh, I'm out of hooks. I only got more in there, but there's a flipping hook. All right, I'm gonna snell it. Go in from the hook point side. I'm just gonna loop it around. Some fresh 20-pound fluoro. I'm gonna go 1, do 1 more, 6, wraps, and pull. All right, always leave a little longer tag in on my snell, but there we go. I think that's actually a 3/0 in our straight shank flipping hook. And it is a beast, so should be plenty of gap, and it ought to be perfect size here too. Oh yeah. That is a juicy booty craw is what that is. Telling y'all, I might not catch a single daggum thing up in them reeds, but if there's one there and he's ready, that's getting slurped. I'm gonna make a flip stretch. If I don't catch anything, I'm probably gonna come back and throw a crankbait through here. While I'm doing this and not getting any bites, I just wanna share a little tip with you guys. You know, I hear some people say, like, you know, you're on a hot flipping bite, you gotta, oh God, that felt like a fish for a second. It's like they're hitting it so quick, you gotta use a right-handed reel or left-handed reel, you know, whatever you're pitching with. Use a left-handed reel, you know, pitching right so you can like react quick enough. Hey, I might have had like a couple of fish that bit it that quick for me, but how I usually do my pitching is if it's to my left, I'll usually use my left hand and I'll go like that. And if it's to my right, I'll use my right hand. And I can get a little more distance with my right hand, but usually it doesn't matter. I'm close enough. So I'll just use both, and it's quick. I'm transitioning my reel into my hand when I'm, you know, using a right-handed reel anyways, as it's going into the water. You know, I'm there with it. So, you know, I don't think you need to go out and spend money on a different handed reel just to get on that. Just learn to pitch left-handed if you think you're not quick enough, or the opposite hand. It's probably better to have that skill anyways. All right, boys, this is not working. We're in the goods, and it is not happening. It sucks. So where I was finding fish was on the outside of this stuff. And it actually makes sense because they're where the grass used to be. The grass is no longer there, but they're still out there roaming around. That's where the bait is. You know, I'm sure there's gills and crickets and frogs and all sorts of stuff in here, but as prime of real estate as I have pitched to, I should have gotten carried away with by now. Well, clearly these bass, I literally saw a bass jump out of the water. They're small, but I want to catch them. I think they're just schooling on tiny bait. They're not eating my crankbaits, which is weird. I got 2 bites on a crankbait. So I've done this thing out here where I catch them on like real tiny stuff, but I think I've kind of ridden this lake off. There's no other bass fishermen out here for good reason. I think I got the message. We got it. Big sucky. I think we're gonna go fish this point one last time and then head on to the Harker and do a little camping tonight. Saddle up, do a different lake in the morning. Let's pop a top. Tonight's menu, we happen to be having a leftover situation from OSG. A chicken, juicy chicken brined for 24 hours. And it's juicy and delicious. Got a little broccoli and some macaroni as well. My camp kit here, I've simplified it down. Kind of got my little system together. Got some olive oil spray, a wooden utensil, a plate, and a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic, and a spork. That's about it. Also, did a little shopping when I was at Buc-ee's and got a little kitchen towel with the Texas Buc-ee's theme. Gotta have it. We got a lot of crust from last time on there. Let it ride. Fishing may suck, but the eating is good. Danglers, we've had our dinner, and now it's time to crawl in to the camper for the night. Just kind of sitting on the fridge, keeping it pretty basic. No TV. Don't have the Starlink set up, but I did add one little addition that is pretty nice. Some LED strips. Look at this. This is kind of my plan here. I literally just threw these up, top and bottom. That's a little set out of a box lighting kit. But I was gonna put them right here and then have like the TV and have it backlit. Oh yeah. And I got a little remote switch right here. So this is plugged into our USB on our board that's plugged into our Blue Eddy power system. And I can actually control the temperature of the light, and I can make it brighter as well. There we go. So we can let it rip, or we can just, you know, set the mood up in here. And of course, I'll crawl in through my hatch and go to bed here in just a second. I just need like a little small bean bag or something. If you guys have a good recommendation or a low seat, like a seat that would go in a kayak or something, let me know, because that would be perfect back here to just chill the last part of the day, especially when the bugs are bad. It's freaking 80 degrees outside right now in October. I can't believe it. Should be camping weather, but it's a little toasty. Gonna head to a different lake tomorrow that should be much healthier, but we'll see. Pack it in for the night. We'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning, danglers. Whew. Sleep was okay. Just unplugged the boat and we're charging up the power station right now. Just getting a little juice here. Let's see what we got. 56. We were at 50. It's putting in 1400 watts. Going pretty quick. That thing's absolutely silent. That's one thing I really like about it, but thought we'd get a little juice before we hit the road. I'm also gonna cook a little brekkie, make some eggs, some potatoes in the skillet, kind of skip the traffic because I gotta go to 35, which is gonna be a mess this time of day. Then we're gonna get to fishing. Well, may have a little problem. I think my thermostat is going out on my refrigerator because everything in there feels frozen. This could be a hard egg. Show me better rolling out of bed at a tailgate than that right there. Let's get a shot of that yolk break on top of the potatoes. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's what you want right there. Just a little bit of runny. Little bit of runny. Just a beautiful sunrise yellow with a crispy desert potato. That's some Bob Ross. That's some Bob Ross fishing moments right there, man. And this lake that we're going to, I literally remember sleeping in my truck, eating potatoes, just potatoes with mustard, with my roommate and some other of my club buddies. Steaks were expensive, or somebody forgot something. That's just what we had on hand, and just trying to sleep like upright in a seat, to now it's like, you know what, I got things figured out. But back then I probably would have night fished like the entire night and just had, you know, the moxie to do it all. But now, you know, I know when to reserve my ammo. Y'all let me know in the comments, for everyone that has had like an actual pasture raised egg or eggs at home, backyard chickens versus grocery store. Even some of the like organic eggs that we've bought still don't taste as good. Do you think they taste the same, or do you think the homegrown eggs are better? I don't know how to describe this lake to you other than some of the most beautiful water I've seen in Texas in a long time. I wish all lakes looked this good, man. Got grass in this lake. It's rocky. There's it's an interesting look. These Central Texas and South Texas lakes, when they do have water in them, you get this like white limestone rock with dark green hydrilla, and that just paints a picture. A big mondo bass in my mind. And I have seen bass boats out here, so completely different program. We're gonna look for some deep grass beds and try to finesse a few fish out. We're, you know, it's 10:45, so I really want to fish the evening and see if there's any top water to be had. But for now, we're gonna do some grass fishing and maybe some rock dragging, things like that. And hopefully not too much finessey stuff, but I want to see if we can find a big one out here, a mondo. I've at lake number 2 down memory lane, another Club Derby lake that I used to fish. A lot of bait, lot of bait. All right, lots to figure out, guys. Let's get started. Oh, it's beautiful. Hydrilla beds out in the middle of the lake. Gives them a good place to hide. Makes the water clear. God, hydrilla. I love it. Oh my God, I just unlocked a new secret in life. Oh my God, that was amazing. It's a giant too. Oh my God, it's a giant. Oh my God. Oh my God, first freaking fish. Guys, look at this giant. Oh my God. Come here. Oh my God. Holy. That's a freaking bucket mouth. Holy God. Guys, look at that freaking bait. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me take a breather. I'm going to tell you guys what happened. Oh my God, he can't even fit in the live well. The tug and bug just got majorly tugged, boys. Yep. Yep, that's a full grown one there. Oh, that's a full grown one. It could be a complete fluke. This is what I love about fishing. But I was taking a swim bait, swimming over the top of the grass, looking with forward, trying to see little edges and little holes and things like that. And then I saw a couple of, like I was talking about yesterday, little flashes in the grass, little remnants of what I thought was a bass, and it looked like a thick spot of the grass and just a sparkle in there. And then when I pitched that tug and bug in, it started going down, and I saw the hydrilla like move like this. It was like that bait, when it hits the bottom, and it's just gonna do this. That's what it did. Look, my fingers are kind of shaking still. It has a giant head. I don't know how much it's gonna weigh, but I'd say it's at least 7. Oh my gosh, absolute unit. Oh. 7-1. Wow. I honestly thought it would have been bigger. Let me reweigh it. Okay, 7-2. 7-2 is what it locked in at. Oh my gosh, guys. That is a pig. A pig, baby. Oh man, if you were fully fat spring bass, you'd be a real hammer. Short fish too. Get a length on him. Yeah, 23. Not that long. I usually say a 24-inch fish is probably going to be anywhere from 8 to 12 pounds. So, you know, 23 being just over 7. I've definitely seen fatter, but God, what a squatty. Just when I saw the head, when you see a head like that, you're like, it could be a 12. I don't know. So, my gosh, guys, I'm gonna let this fish go and get a couple quick picks, let him go, and then we'll get back to fishing. All right, let's Let old Bertha go here. Oh my gosh, what a fish. What a cool bite. I'm gonna let you go now. Kick, kick, kick. Well, I don't know if y'all can see the tree that she went in, but that's pretty cool. That's a cool new home. That makes the crummy lake all worth it, you know. I drove an hour and a half past this lake to go to the crummy one, but I found out. Little trip down memory lane, all good. And I have to say, that is my PB out of this lake. I know there's much bigger ones in here, but my experience fishing here, they've got smallmouth, they got pretty decent largemouth, but that's my biggest one. So, feels good, man. On a brand new bait, y'all. Action, like our other baits, but we wanted that out of this bait. We wanted it to be something that you could throw on a jig and have, you know, a cold water trailer, and just have a different presentation on a Texas rig. Made these super fat Popeye arms that actually will kind of float up as you're letting it sit on the bottom, and so it makes a really good punching bait too. Literally found that weight at the boat ramp yesterday too. Come on, baby. Oh, I felt him. Oh, I don't feel him now. God, thick thing of grass. I don't feel him anymore. Nope. Dang it. That was a thick pile there. Just a bunch of grass. I couldn't see a fish in there, but I just saw how thick it was, and my gosh, it was another bite. Tugging buggins. I'm gonna get me another one of those on. Yeah, really I should be using braid. Should have like another pole rigged up with braid, but I don't know, this water's so clear and I'm fishing mostly the edges. This is the first one where I've like really tried to go in a thick spot and shake it through, and it got through and got bit down there. Two fish racing to get to this bait right now from the top of the grass to the bottom. Oh God, he had it. He took my pinchers. God, that was a big one too. Oh, just gotta see him go down and wait. I'm talking, that fish was sitting in 5 foot on top of the grass and then beelines down to 16 foot where my craw is. 2 of them actually. That happens a lot. They just take the pinchers, but I didn't want to give them any time to swim around in that grass. Right in the tree. Oh, it's probably not the only one. Oh. And he ripped the claws off too, but I let him have it. Massive tree. I thought that was gonna be a 10. Let that guy go. Just a tree amongst all the grass. All right, there we go. What's this color? Florida Flipper, baby. Florida Flipper, I'm about it. I've been on the mission around the lake to find more grass, but it seems that it's piling up in the areas I've started out in. I went all over the lake. I can't find it. I'm gonna try a little tree action, then I'm gonna end my day back in the grass. I was hoping to find some shallow pockets with grass so I could throw a frog, but doesn't seem to be the case. Last ditch effort, something I don't wanna do. I just tied on a little dangle minnow. And I'm gonna flick it out here to these little, I don't even look big, but I've had some medium-sized fish chase my stuff. They don't eat it. So I'm gonna dangle a minnow on top of their head. Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's what you get. That's what you get when you shake a minnow. But it works. It's one of our new baits as well. There's a lot of small fish that are on top of the grass, and the big ones are down below, as you guys have seen. But just can't put a sack of them together. Oh, yeah, there he is. Oh, he's got a school with him. A little more meat on his bones, but about what do you expect on a minnow shaker? Shaking that minnow doesn't get the go from the big ends. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's another fish. It's a bite. Old stomping ground. Oh, you know what I'd actually like to do? Just throw a 1 ounce jig down there in this isolated grass point wad and just get my teeth rocked. That would be more fun than catching another 12-incher. All right, I guess they don't want the smoke, guys. So I'm gonna head back north. But it's been a good trip down memory lane. And I did get to crack my knuckles up on a 7-pounder, so that's always a good day. There they are, nice and neat, put away for the road trip home to dangle another day. And that's gonna wrap our trip up down memory lane, fishing some of my oldest honey holes where I used to fish quite a bit on this channel and in my early days of bass fishing. Now, hopefully one of these days, I'm gonna be doing an outro in here, inside of the Dangle Dome. But thank you guys for taking a trip down memory lane with me, and I'll see you guys on the next outdoor adventure.